Hello, everybody. It's Nicki, Kris. We are here for a brand new Mixin' It Saturday Live, and we have an awesome guest for you today. She is a Latin American. So I am bringing into the live Saturday on the couch, Leti Garza. Yay! Woohoo!
Amazing.
Oh my God, so excited to see you, my sweet friend. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing very well. Such a pleasure to be here with you.
Oh, it's such a pleasure to have you here. I'm really excited because I know you have a new album out. And I know you've been doing, I've seen you've been doing some performances too. So really excited to share you with everyone because I'm a fan, so I'm a little bit biased. But I want everybody else to get to know you and get to know your music. So tell us a little bit about your musical style.
Well, let's see. First of all, wow. I'm a fan of yours too, you know.
Oh, thank you.
Anyway, so yes, musical style. So I basically play Latin influenced music, Cuban influenced, Afro-Caribbean influenced, um, Central American, Mexican, and I integrate all of those things with American folk music. That's essentially my vibe. And yeah.
And it's great because it's really unique, right? So, it's not every day that a lot of the artists that I talk to, very similar type of genres. So I'm really excited because I actually feel that, your music is very unique. I guess you could call it maybe American, Americana influence type of blend, right? And you're bilingual, so and I'm a huge fan of bilingual music. I can't understand a word that's being sung, but it just, especially, and I know you do this, you emote so much feeling into your music, and it doesn't matter that I don't know exactly what you're saying because I can certainly get the emotions as to how you're performing the music. So one of the biggest things, you have a new album. Tell us about Borderland.
Well, it's a bilingual EP. Um, and it is about my experiences in mainly in 2018, 2019 of going to the border and witnessing with other people some things going on at the border, the immigration border crisis that's still ongoing. And I took away a lot of emotion, very tough emotions from seeing so many horrible things, and yet so much hope there. And I still continue to follow some of the events going on there. But the album was just sort of my response to what I saw there. And also, a lot of my music in general has to do with heritage and has to do with assimilation of any population into society, and the challenges that we face to all get along. And that diversity is a powerful thing, not a negative thing. And so I also injected a couple of songs from Natalia Lafourcade, who's a Mexican singer-songwriter, incredible international star, and another song from a group called Herencia de Timicuí. They're a Colombian band that played this incredible song that I can never forget, and it's also on my album along with my 3 originals. So it's a good combination of attitudes from different parts of the world, as well as, you know, talking about the immigration experience from, as seen from the Texas-Mexican border.
Yeah, and that must be tough because I mean, obviously, you know, and like you said, it's still going on, and this is one of the reasons why I like your music so much, and I like a lot of the singer-songwriter type of albums is because you do pull from real day experiences, and I thought that you did that very well.
Thank you.
In this album, and I think it's important that people realize that yes, this is still going on, and I can only, you know, I can't imagine some of the things that you saw a couple years ago, you know, and it's probably not even any better, right? You know, I mean, it's still a challenge. But one of the things that I took away from what you just talked about is, you know, music is universal, and one of the things that Natalie and I always say, even with Sisters in Music, we should be, you know, instead of talking about our differences as a negative, we should be embracing our uniqueness as a positive, and not looking at you're different than me. You know, it's like we're all, you know, I always say we all bleed red, right? No matter, you know, when you cut yourself, it's the same color. It doesn't matter, right? So that's how I kind of look at things. So I'm excited. Are you going to play us some of your music today? Are you prepared to do that?
Well, I did prepare a song or two. If you want a song, I'd like to play my personal favorite on this EP today.
Yes. So let's I usually make room for 2. So let's do one now, and then we'll talk a little bit more about you, if that's okay.
Absolutely. I have a couple more things I'd love to share.
All right.
So this song is called Borderland. On the borderland today, where the people all are gathering with their families and their hopes, without much but just a prayer. They've come all this way because they have a dream, 'cause 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 they have a just to find a home. They can call their own. Just to live and breathe. With their families. Find a way to live. With less fear, less pain. But we send them back on a plane at dawn, where they want to die. In a place unknown, when they line up to board, on a plane underneath our flag, where they're just a name. I've not ever seen but there is no one today that can hold back what is happening. There's a million children lost, countless parents, countless ages. When did we lose sight of the simple acts to protect the young? And respect the old. That beneath this vast stretch of Texas sky, we can find we are all the same. This I hope, I pray.
Wow. That just like, it's one of those like goosebumps songs, because you can tell just from the lyrics and your feeling, because extremely passionate when you're singing it and performing it, which I love about you, because I know that you do that with all your performances. But I mean, you started singing that and I was like, ooh, goosebumps. And I mean, it's from a true occurrence, and it's
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
There's people that are witnessing, called Witness at the Border, all over the world right now. They're witnessing what's happening at the border on a Facebook group, if anyone's interested, to learn about ongoing information, ongoing developments at the border. So there are a lot of very caring people, which was another thing I found when I was there, I was grateful to find that there are people all over the world, not just the immigrants. There's people on both sides, on all sides, that want to have a really good solution for this crisis that's going on, not only and at the Texas-Mexican border, it's going on all over the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there needs to have such great, there needs to be so much dialogue about this, and I hope my song brings some thought about, man, maybe I'll check it out. There you go.
Yeah. Awesome.
Thanks.
Awesome. I know that you talked about that your songs are generally influenced by like real life experiences and things like that, at least the ones that you write. Who are some of your like artists or musical influences that you have gained knowledge or what's the word I'm looking for? I guess influences over the years. Who do you look to for inspiration?
Well, that's a really great question, and I can say my primary one is taking lead from my family. I have a family that I have a musical family, internationally speaking. I had an aunt that was a movie star and a singer in the 1940s through the 60s named Eva Garza, which is why I go by Leti Garza. And her whole family in Mexico City, that now live in Mexico City mainly, not everyone does, they all became musicians, but I grew up listening to her music on LPs. That's why I decided to start singing in Spanish when I decided, I think I'm going to go sing somewhere. I'm going to start singing professionally. And then my own personal family, my own immediate family, my brother was a very influential person in my life. He sang folk music that was politically minded, socially minded. David Rodriguez was his name. He was very well loved and well known in Texas and in the Netherlands. He moved to the Netherlands.
Oh, wow.
He's no longer with us.
Oh, so sorry.
Thank you. And then on a more recent note, there are people like, of course, Joni Mitchell, who's, I understand, going to be the Music Cares focus this year for the Grammys, which is, I think, fantastic.
Yep.
So Joni Mitchell, people like that, and people like Grace Jones was influential to me. People like Laurie Anderson. So it's sort of a combination of folk, avant-garde. I love all kinds of music. There's no music really that I can't find some appreciation for pretty much anywhere. Brian Eno, I loved Brian Eno in the 80s. Currently, I love like this next song, if I get to play another song, by this band, Herencia de Timicuí. I think they rock the world. And but I'm looking for female musicians also all the time to influence me. Natalia Lafourcade, another song on the album, I'm extremely moved by her music. It is both romantic and political, depending on where she's at. But I kind of do the same. I do romantic music as well. I love romantic music. Who doesn't? As well as some more strident, powerful music. Oh, Celia Cruz. How can I forget Celia Cruz? My heart too. So many musicians, so many people.
That's great though, because you have a broad variety of influences that can potentially, push you in one direction or the other when you're ready to create. So that's great. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yes, it is great. It is great. I love your prompts, by the way, on writing.
You love my little prompts. Yeah. I'm always, and I always sit there and say that I'm actually, because, I'm very open that I'm a binge writer. So one of the things that I actually am probably going to do is I'm going to go back through my feed and be like, all right, you know what? I'm going to pick 5 of my prompts and I'm going to write songs associated with those prompts. There's a couple things that I actually do myself when I'm ready to start writing. There's a couple go-to ones that I use quite frequently, like song responses. Like if there's a song that I really, really like, I will write a response to it. Let's be like, I don't care what they meant this song to mean. I'm writing a response to how I am interpreting it. I do that a lot, actually. So yeah, my prompts are, why not, right?
I think it's great. It's
engaging,
and it's it causes people to again consider
yes,
what,
absolutely.
consider things, how they do something, what's the process. Beautiful.
Yep, absolutely. So new album obviously out, right? Lots of things going on with that. One of the things that I did want to talk about was we're places are starting to open up, and I have seen that you have been doing some live performances, which is really cool. So I want to hear what you have on tap for that, where people can potentially maybe see you perform live and what you're going to be doing in the next 6 months. But before we do that, how did COVID impact you from a musician, perspective, in terms of, now you can't perform, but obviously now you have an album out. So I'm assuming, it was kind of like a blessing in disguise maybe, but I'd just like to hear from you, how was life in 2020?
A cause for a lot of self-searching, I think, for everybody. And fortunately for me, I did have this album, the Borderland album, that I wanted to do. And I have another album I'm wanting to do this year too. It, in a way, caused me to say, let's not perform for a while. Of course, I couldn't anyway, but I also said, I don't want to perform for a while. I'm in a place in my life where I can do that economically and psychologically, because I love to perform. Don't we all, who are musicians, who do the performing circuit? But so it caused me to kind of take a step back, let's reassess, what are my goals here? What's the most important to me about my music and what I do? And do I even want to do music? I know a lot of musicians have done that too. They kind of go, man, I guess maybe this is not for me, because it is really already such a hard profession. But I think for me right now, I'm just trying to keep very present oriented and truly appreciate when I do my music, just to remember where it brings me, what it brings me, where it brings me. And I am planning ahead for future performances. I am not intending to perform a lot. Wasn't performing hardly at all in 2020. Made some stabs at doing online performances, and I just, no, thank you. I live in the country, and as a matter of fact, I'm at somebody else's house, because where I live, it's very difficult to get
signal,
strong connection.
Yeah,
right. But in any case, so I think all in all, I try to look at things in a positive way and feel like everything's meant for a reason. And so I try to find, where can I take this? It's not happening here, so I'll go over here, and that's not a problem for me. I've always had too many things to do, so maybe that's good for me to just narrow it down.
Nice. Well, let's play another song from the album, and then we'll touch on talking about, what's next, what's going on, anything else that you might want to let everybody know, and then we'll go from there. Awesome.
All right.
What are you going to play for us?
I would like to play the song from Herencia de Timicuí. This song is called Te Invito, and it is in Spanish. And I'm just going to say briefly about it for those who are not Spanish speakers. It is taken from a television series called La Nina. And La Nina was a series about the children that were taken as into the war, Colombian War in the 1970s, and kind of used as soldiers. And the television series was about the reintroduction of children into society when the war was starting to come to an end. And my Borderland album really also was about the children at the border, specifically what's happening to them. And so I thought it was an appropriate song to include because it is the children who are frequently the ones who are the most vulnerable to all of these things happening in the world. And I think when we remember that, maybe it can bring us to different solutions sometimes that we wouldn't ordinarily have thought of, and maybe have a different feeling in our hearts about our politics, one way or the other.
Yep.
That's it.
All
anyway,
right.
That's what the song is about. And the chorus, which I'll sing at the end, is basically saying the most important thing with time to understand is that it is about love. That's what the chorus says at the end. Te regalo la primera planta que en mi vida yo sembré en la tierra. Te regalo el cofrecito que antes de morir me regaló la abuela. Te regalo la emoción al ver a nacer a mi primer hermano. La sonrisa de mamá verme en el entrar y mis primeros pasos, mi primer amor de infancia, mis primeros zapatos, mi primera travesura y el desorden de mi cuarto, mi primer amor de infancia y mis primeros zapatos, mi primera travesura y el desorden de mi cuarto, mi primer día del colegio, mi peinado, mi primer cuaderno, mis amigos de secundaria, mi pasado todo eso, mi primer día del colegio, mi peinado, mi primer cuaderno, mis amigos de secundaria, mi pasado todo eso. Te invito a vivir conmigo las lunadas que rizan mi recuerdo, las noches de luna llena y los aguaceros, cuando ya es invierno, nuestras tetas patronales a verlos rubio en cada diciembre, y juntos en años nuevos tratan de cumplir los sueños que se tienen, mis experiencias de mis viejos, sus honores y mis ancestros, los poderes de sus dioses y sus anhelos, la experiencia de mis viejos, el honor y mis ancestros, los poderes de sus dioses, sus odios y sus anhelos. Mi futuro, mi voz, mi aliento, solo quiero ponerle en tu mano, que ha pedido que pase el tiempo y comprendo que te amo. Mi primer día del colegio, mi peinado, mi primer cuaderno, mis amigos de secundaria, mi pasado, todo eso. Con el tiempo entenderás que es amor, puro amor. Con el tiempo entenderás que es amor, puro amor. Con el tiempo entenderás que es amor, puro amor. Con el tiempo entenderás que es amor, puro amor. Sabrás que la madrugada voy a llenarte de amor. Con el tiempo entenderás que es amor, puro amor. Con el tiempo entenderás entenderás que es amor, puro amor. Solo para ti, solo para ti, solo para ti. Yo compuse esta canción, mi amor. Con el tiempo entenderás que es amor, puro amor.
Yay! That was awesome.
Thank you. I enjoyed.
Like I said, I have no idea what you're saying, but I mean, it's just like, it is so infatuating for me to listen to music that I have no idea what the lyrics are actually saying. I just kind of like make up my own words.
Music is universal. Whatever, you know, you can feel the emotion.
Yep. That's all that really matters, right? It's the emotion. Awesomeness. So tell us, next 6 months, what are your plans?
Well, I'm playing once a month at a place called the Sahara Lounge, which is a world music club in Austin. It's truly filled with diverse music and people from all backgrounds. So I have committed to playing there once a month. And I just committed to playing another show recently, which I don't know what I was thinking of, but I'm trying to only play once a month right now because I have a grandchild that I take care of too.
How fun.
Yeah, it's really she's beautiful. But I can't, I don't want to do more because of COVID, because she can't be vaccinated, you know.
Right.
So I'm trying to walk a line between continuing to perform and do my music and spend a little love time with my granddaughter. And my hope is that in 2022, that I will be touring again. So I'm setting up for 2022 that things will be a little smoother. And I'm doing things here and there and here and there, but in terms of a steady gig right now, the Sahara Lounge, SaharaLounge.com, they put it on live stream. I'm also going to stream it from I don't know yet, but probably from my Facebook and my YouTube. And I'll be announcing that soon. It's not up there yet, but it'll be up there in the next week. Links to that. Leti Garza Music is my Facebook. And Leti Garza Music Bandcamp is where you can also find access to purchasing Borderland, by the way. And all the proceeds from that album go to an organization called Global Response Management. And what they do is provide medical assistance to immigrants and their families at the border.
Oh, how nice.
And so all the proceeds from Borderland go straight to them. So if you like the album, go to Leti Garza Music Bandcamp. Check it out. You might want the album. Might want to support.
Awesome. That's great. I'm so glad that you threw that in there because I was gonna ask where they could get the album, so that's great. You did that ahead of time. But the fact that you are donating proceeds to such a wonderful charity is magnificent. So if you want to send me the charity info, I will make sure that Sisters in Music gets that posted out so that we can let everybody know and help you kind of spread the word on that and see if we can't get some money raised for them.
Thank you. That'd be awesome.
I appreciate that. You bet. Our pleasure. Leti, it is anything else that you want to share before we sign off for the day?
No, but I love you, and I think you're an amazing person for doing this. I really appreciate how much you're giving to the community in all the ways that you do.
Oh, thank you. I love you too, and I miss you, and hopefully we will be able to see each other again at some point in time, you know.
I hope so.
Looking forward to that. In the meantime, thank you so, so much for joining me today. It's been an absolute pleasure. Be sure, everybody, check out Borderland by Leti Garza. It's out on Bandcamp. She is donating the proceeds of the album to charity. What's the name of the charity again?
Global Response Management.
Awesome. Check it out. Buy it. It's for a good cause. Leti, thank you so, so much for joining me today. It's been such a pleasure to have you. So excited for you, everybody.
Thank you, Nicki.
You're welcome. This is Nicki. Kris, keep on mixing it. Bye.
Bye.